In honor of Mother's Day, I interviewed 10 different moms.
I'm Marianne Martin.
I'm Sarah Alamovsky.
My name is Marlene.
My name is Judy.
My name is Irma.
I'm Gwenda.
Eva. Ruth.
I'm Raquel.
I'm Megan Fox. And I asked them these 3 questions.
What would you say has been one of your greatest joys of being a mom? What has been one of the more difficult things you found about motherhood?
Yeah, what would you say to younger moms or yourself if you could talk to yourself in the younger mom years?
If you enjoyed this video, I'd greatly appreciate a like, comment, and subscribe. Happy Mother's Day, everybody!
My name is Ruth, and I'm 30 years old. I have 2 children with a third coming in July, which we're super excited about.
I'm Sarah Alamovsky. We have 2 boys, and I'm 51 years old.
My name is Marlene, and I am Janine's sister-in-law. I'm 37 years old, and I have 4 children.
I'm Marianne Martin. I'm Nolan's mom. I have 11 children, 8 biological, and 3 through the privilege of adoption, and I'm 60.
I am Eva, Janine's mom. I am 68 years old. We have 5 children, 21 grandchildren.
My name is Irma. I have 5 children.
Hello, I'm Megan Fox from the YouTube channel Megan Fox Unlocked and MeganFoxUnlocked.com. I have 3 kids. I just turned 30.
My name is Judy, and I have 3 children, and I'm 35 years old.
I'm Gwenda. I have 2 daughters and a son in heaven. I'm 29 years old.
I'm Raquel. I'm a mom of 1 and 1 on the way.
Perfect.
One of my greatest joys of being a mom is watching the interaction with Summer, my daughter, and my husband. Like, that's one of the best things about being a parent. Just seeing the interaction between them and just how much he adores her and vice versa.
Yeah.
And also something that's surprising about being a mom that's so much fun. It's like taking her out in public and seeing other people just like coo, and it's just like fun. I didn't even know that was going to be a thing, but
It makes connections too. That
yeah,
you never...
like she brings joy to other people, like whether they're old or not. Like it's just fun. I was completely unexpected by that.
This is kind of a hard question because there's a lot of things, but I think probably at the core of it is I have my people.
Right.
So of my family, life is just so full. Doing all the mother things, I guess it's a sense of fulfillment. I think that's my greatest joy.
One of my wonderful joys of being a mom was just being called mom. I know when I was pregnant, I felt so feminine. I felt like this was affirming my femininity. And that was huge. Seeing my children grow up and enjoying who they are now, knowing that how I've been teaching and training them is finally maybe sticking.
Okay, that's always a plus.
My greatest joy about being a mom is being able to do things with my children, doing fun things with them, and by fun I mean doing sport-related things. So I'm really active. I love being active, and so recently we've done like spike ball together, volleyball, and having a 13-year-old, 11-year-old, that is so fun to actually get to do things with them, and I love that so much.
Probably my greatest joy is seeing my girls explore and see the world, learn new things. I love the innocence that they go into everything. Just, I don't know, the childish innocence and the inquisitiveness. Like, is that a word?
It is now.
It is now. And teaching them that, I think it's fun.
Well, we struggled with infertility for like 3 years after we were married, so when our children came, it was super exciting, super special. One of my greatest joys has just been watching them grow up, and I love to see them like mentally take leaps and stuff like that. Like Ariana's starting to, she's in school now, and she's starting to read words and stuff like that. And that's so fun to watch her just open up and discover the world like that. So that's been really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing that brings me a lot of joy is like feeding them nutritious food and like all the raw milk and the sourdough, and I love that. Awesome. Raising my own chickens and
The love I can have, the great love for my children through all stages of life, from infant to on up. And now it's multiplying with grandchildren, and the very greatest joy on top of it all is, like the Bible says, my greatest joy is when I hear my children walk in truth. Isn't that how it goes?
I think one of my greatest joys has been just watching my children grow and develop their just their God-given abilities, whether it's like playing, sports or playing music, or just showing compassion to someone, making friends easy, and to help them to cultivate that in their life. And it's just been so neat for me to see that natural talent
emerge from them.
Seeing my children with their father. I thought I knew Josh, but when it came down to it, I saw a whole other side to him when children were involved, and just watching them play together and seeing their faces light up when he comes home from work, even like their little facial expressions and stuff. It's like, I see your dad in that, you know? Also, another joy would definitely be all the family activities, because they're just that, they're family activities, and they're just not the same without kids. You know, all the hiking and biking and splashing in the creek, playing in the backyard. All of that is just not the same without children.
One of my greatest joys in motherhood is seeing my children embrace and live out what I tried to teach them. And to hear them say, "Mom, you were right about that," that always energizes me.
One of my biggest difficulties of being a mom is just all the moving pieces and keeping everything together. I'm just not very good at it.
Yeah.
I am not good at managing everything. It's something I'm just continually working on, and it's just my goal to become a better manager. And when I look back on my, the short life I've had, it has been a growing process, and I can see areas that I have gotten a lot better at it. It's just something I really want to grow in, just because it makes life so much easier when you actually have everything together.
It does.
When I was a new mom, it was hard. I didn't know a lot. So for me, it was this letting go of my independence, and now I have this nursing infant. And I read the books, and I read about scheduling the naps and the nursing, but I knew as a young mom I needed to make the decision for myself. What felt right to me. I did not have a lot of milk. My baby was fussy. I tried a lot of different things, and for me, formula wasn't even an option, because I knew that mother's breast milk is going to be the most healthiest. And so I tried that, and my baby would cry. And so I remember one day in desperation, I loaded him up, and he screamed the whole way to the store, and I ran in and I grabbed some formula, ran out, paid for it, ran out, and he cried the whole way home. And I thought, this poor child, and I fed him, and he slept and slept for hours. I kept creeping in and looking, and he's alive. And the reason why I didn't have enough milk, and looking back, was I was not resting enough. I didn't realize you have to allow your body to rest in order to produce milk. And even today now, when I'm shopping or I go out wherever I am, and I see a young mom with an infant, and I ask that mom, I say, "Are you getting enough sleep? Are you doing okay?" Wherever I go, because that was so real for me.
Being sick and being a mom, it's just brutal.
It is.
It is so brutal. Like, whether it's like, you get no sick days off. Like, that's just so difficult. Just being cheerful, patient, kind, loving.
Any tips for how to do that?
No, none. Oh, have a good husband. Yeah, there's one.
Yeah, that is true.
A helpful husband, that helps a lot. But it's so difficult to be sick and be a great parent.
Probably not having the freedom to just pick up and do whatever I feel like. It just takes a lot more planning and intentionality to do anything, really. To go grocery shopping, it's not like you can just drop things at 4 o'clock and be like, I need to go get whatever for supper. It takes more responsibility or something.
Managing. I am not a good manager. It's something I'm determined to push through and to continue learning. So I recently put a few things in place to help for that. I'm not super good at that, and it comes very hard, but pushing through it and knowing that I can be a good manager if I want to, with God's help, is very helpful too. Yeah, it's something I'll probably always have to work towards, but I need a good challenge, and that is a good one.
When your child is struggling through something and you don't know how to help them, like when they're sick, or like we had a really tough time with my 5-year-old when she was like between like 3 and 4. She was really she was angry a lot. I've told you about that. And that's so hard to figure out exactly, like, do they need a different, multivitamin?
Yeah. Exactly.
That's the kind of thing that's so hard for me.
But I would agree with that completely.
I struggle with being consistent. One day you're upset about it, and the next day it's okay. And children pick up on that.
When a child is hurting, either sick physically or emotionally, not sick, but when a child is hurting, I can't fix it or can't do anything about it. But I have found God is faithful prayer can bring miracles.
To stay calm in like high stress situations. I tend to get very frazzled very quickly, and I'm like, usually I haven't managed well, and so we're like running late for something, and then then everything just kind of falls apart.
I just do not see you ever falling apart.
I do at home, and then I start barking orders, and then everything just erupts into chaos, and then that's never a good outcome. So I'd say that's one of my challenges that I've been working with, to manage my time better, I think, and just not let it get to that just overwhelming state of just everything is just going crazy.
I'm with you on that one.
Worry, I think that's one of the biggest things for me that I struggle with as a mom. And you think at some point you'll stop worrying, like, oh, if I can just get to the 20-week ultrasound, or once they're born, or when they're sleeping through the night. It just goes and goes, and you just have to learn not to always just go let your mind expect the worst, or lay in bed at night and worry about made up things. Sometimes when you have children you love so much that it actually physically hurts, and you just can't explain it till you have your own. And so that's actually a really hard part, that and the lack of sleep at the beginning, but thank the Lord that is temporary.
Just a quick break to tell you all that if you haven't already, you need to treat yourself to something special. Mother's Day is right around the corner after all. How awesome would it be to have someone plan out your meals, go grocery shopping for you, and have everything delivered right to your front door?
Hello?
Hi! And everything is conveniently portioned out, ready to just throw together and make a gourmet, delicious meal. And all the hassle is just taken right out of it. I'm a big fan and a long-term partner of Green Chef, which is a CCOF certified organic company. They focus on giving you healthy options for any lifestyle, like keto plus paleo, vegan, vegetarian, fast and fit, Mediterranean, and gluten-free. Next to how convenient and time-saving Green Chef is, I think my number one favorite thing is how incredible the recipes taste. They are simply bursting with flavor. So good. Their recipes push me out of my normal rut of cooking and introduce me to a bunch of new, delicious, mouth-watering recipes that otherwise I would never have tried. Honestly, it makes me feel like a gourmet chef, but I'm not. I'm just cheating, of course, but at least I feel that way, right? There have been very few recipes that we haven't loved, and my son Xander is also like super excited whenever Green Chef box shows up at the door. Do you like it? They have healthy options for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, so if you want to try it out and treat yourself, you can use my code MennoniteMom60 to get 60% off plus free shipping on your first box. Go to greenchef.com for more details. Thanks, Green Chef, for the incredible food and sponsoring this video. Back to the interviews.
If I had to talk to my younger self, the saying that the days are long and the years are short is just so true. My oldest is 7, and it's just so incredible to see pictures of her when she was little to 7 years old. It just feels like yesterday, and I just can't believe those years are gone already. And it almost is haunting. Like, have I done what I need to do? I think to truly embrace the little years, I think that's what I would tell myself. Just get in there and just love every minute of it.
Probably just relax more and let life just kind of happen. I got married and got pregnant and gave birth all in the same year.
Oh, wow.
So that was a hormonal tsunami.
Yeah.
And it was huge. And I liked a clean house. I liked it orderly. And looking back, I would say just relax more, let it go. Just enjoy the moment. Don't worry so much about entertaining and having everything together and making these picture perfect meals. But just enjoy the moment and just the little things. And I felt like I did those things, like even when the boys were getting older, but I noticed it, especially with my second son, who I had at 39, that I could just relax more.
So the regret that I would have, and it's kind of a continual thing for me, is the times that I choose distraction over engaging with my children. So by that I mean, if I have a podcast going, or there's something interesting that I come across on YouTube and you choose to, choose that over just getting down on your child's level and looking them in the eye and engaging in what they're excited about or whatever.
Probably that I'm not good enough on my own, but with God I am, and to not play the mind game of that wasn't good enough. just that self-sabotage or whatever, just being more gracious with yourself and opening yourself to what God would have for you, living by His plan for your life.
One of my biggest tips I tell all my friends is look into the 4th trimester and rest after you have a baby. Like to me, that's just, it was so essential to me mentally, and just rest. Like take your postpartum season so seriously. Like rest as best you can, even though you might have a bunch of other children to take care of. Like just do your best to take it easy.
Love it.
No pressure.
So I would say find your tribe of moms, and if you're going through something tough, ask them about it, because there's like a 90% chance that they'll be going through the exact same thing. Like it takes a village to raise children, and I think, yeah, you got to just find a circle of close friends that are in the same stage as you.
Always be there for them, especially the ones who are still at home. When they come home from school, be at home. When they come home from a job, or just always be there for them, because a house without a mom is dead and cold. And then I thought I'd also add, let a child experience consequences, either for their poor choices or carelessness, within reason.
Love where God placed you, and don't compare yourself with other mothers. And read to your children, and also, at the end of the day, you will be glad for every time you were present for your children.
Being a mother does not put an end to all your hobbies and your interests. It does not waste your skills to be a mother and a homemaker. My goodness, being a mother is like this canvas to use all of your hobbies and your skills and your creativity to solve problems, or try to solve problems in your life. So look forward to it, be excited, and don't rush into it either, but gather all the knowledge and life experience that you can until you get to that stage. And when it comes, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be exciting. So buckle up, little Megan.
I think that if I could tell myself something, it would be to relax and just enjoy the moment, and to realize that this is your journey, and that it's nobody else's, and it doesn't have to look like anybody else's. Not stress if your baby isn't, sleeping through the night by 3 months, or like eating on a strict schedule by 2 weeks or something, and like just enjoy it, the time you have with your tiny infant, and not worry so much about whether they're doing everything right, and to realize that if they're not doing everything on just a perfect schedule or whatever, that you're not doing everything wrong. Because I think I let myself get into that too much. I read too many books, and I listened to too much advice, and just let myself get into like this tizzy of thinking I had to just do everything by the book, And I think it really robbed a lot of my joy as a new mom. I'm not against any like good advice. I think we should take advice from people, but sometimes it can just be too much, that we just...
Information overload.
Yeah. Be careful of just too much advice and information that you let in. And just enjoy your time with your baby.
Yeah.
I think that would be one thing I would certainly tell myself.
Very good. Well, there we are. We got it. I love it. Hey, Mom, is your greatest joy of motherhood me?
Certainly part of it.
My name is Ruth, and I am... Oops, it's blinking. Is that okay? Oh, it went back on.
What? No.
It's just
I don't
about
mind.
your knees.
I don't mind. I'm just trying to, I just want to make sure I look okay.
Yeah,
I
you
gotta
look
have
good.
Best foot forward.
Yeah.
Lips so that we can kind of see. It's a little bit hard. Oh, there you shucks. You wonder what next is going to happen, does it?
See, those are all good, and now we're done.
Hi, my name is Ruth, and I'm 30 years old. I have 2 children, and third coming in July, which we're super excited about.
This noise, like, okay, let's try one more time.
Oh, we're going to look so staged. No, I don't care.
My boys are going to laugh at me. I hate being recorded.
All right, we will try again.
High five.
High five. Fist bump.
Fist bump.
No, she's going to stare at me. No, I'm losing my train of thoughts. Okay.
Yeah, of course, he had to start that up.
Are you kidding me? And this is gonna take a bit.
It's okay. It's okay. We'll just wait. Just hold your thought there, and I'll just splice it in. We'll just let him. We'll let him get past here.